Warrah Specialist School is a school of a kind, which means that we serve students of a kind, students with very specific needs. And what that means is that NESA allows us to be intentional with the outcomes that we use in the classroom, again to meet the needs of the students, where they're at the time that they are, where they are, and not following a design that is mainstream. So our structure is quite typical to other Australian schools. We have 5 classes. They're composite classes, so we have several years of students in a class. For example, we have the Kinder to Year 2 class, and then we'll have the later primary, which is class 3 to 6. And these structures are pretty loose. It just depends on the developmental needs of the children. And then we have what we call, let's say, the secondary space, where we have students from year 7 to 10 loosely. And then we have a transition class, which is the years 11 and 12 classes. So we have one of the highest staff to student ratios in Sydney and perhaps all of New South Wales. We have 1 teacher, 2 teaching assistants and a volunteer serving 6 to 7 students.
We're the only Steiner special education school in the whole of Australia, so we have a really special task. And the way that we integrate the two is by reviewing the Steiner education curriculum and then looking at the NESA life skills outcomes and finding a way to marry the two that really fits the needs of our students and make sure that we're delivering content that is achievable and challenging.
Our program is quite unique in that it develops alongside the students. For example, what happens in the kindergarten classroom is preparing the student for the transition class. It is done in a very intentional way so that we take care of the fact that they have very specific needs that need to be met along the way. So we give them that rhythm of time and space, and nothing is rushed. So the learning is done in a way that really serves the students. And that might look like them cooking by starting to make sandwiches in kindy, but by the time they get to high school, they might be able to make pasta.
So we start with more storytelling and imagination based education, and then it will further down the track focus on more the thinking and the academic part of the learning when the child is ready. And this is so important because we look at the child and we see what is needed at that particular age, and then the curriculum answers these particular developmental needs.
Our curriculum is quite integrated, so literacy and numeracy are integrated into science and music and art, and everything is interwoven to give the child the best experience of learning. Mainstream schools just teach in math and English, but perhaps math is about measuring, ingredients that the students later are cooking. And then we have the farm to the table kind of idea, for example, in this integration with, let's say, cooking and science. So the children will go to the farm, spend time there planting the seeds, and they watch it grow over a period of time, and then they'll reap it, and then they'll bring it to school and they'll cook it and eat it, and the teachers will explain to them what happens to their bodies when they eat healthy food that they have grown. So we're very lucky perhaps to be able to have that outdoor education interwoven into all aspects of learning. Similarly, for geography, they might be learning about sustainability of the earth or the earth's sustainability, and they will go to the creek, and just explore whether we could clean it and make it more accessible for creatures that need to access the water, or they just have a down-to-earth understanding, very practical, very hands-on. Everything we do is very hands-on. It is targeted to the head, the heart and the hands, because we think that is, indicative of the full child. Our students usually travel from quite a distance, sometimes up to 90 minutes. But the first welcome they get is from the beautiful nature that we have here. The minute they drive down the road, they're welcomed by birds and swaying of trees. And then the second welcome they get is from our teachers and teaching assistants, who always greet them at the car, open the door for them with a smile, which basically says, we're happy you're here, welcome. Then they go to their class to put away their bags and do some of those tiny but important things before heading off for a bushwalk. And the bushwalk is an amazing adventure for them. We have access to a nature reserve just outside our gates. They spend at least half an hour just finding themselves, just grounding themselves after very long trips to school.
We really immerse them in the outdoors and in nature, and that then develops their skills to become, connected to their students socially. We provide them with so many skills and so many artistic development as well, with watercolour painting, handcraft, which is really important for their fine motor skills and for their development.
Technology gets introduced to the students when they're ready for it, and also in a meaningful way, not for the sake of using it.
As you know, not all of our students are verbal, so it's really important for us to empower them to find their voices. And we do that via communication devices, keyword sign, and also just working on their verbal communication skills to really empower them so that they can communicate their needs.
The teachers see more potential in your child than you do as a parent. And in Warrah, specifically in Warrah, in comparison to other schools, I think the teachers even have a deeper understanding of the kids because of the way the school is set up and run. It's structured in the right places, and I think that there's a bond between the teacher and the student, and I think the teachers, they tell you that, look, I think there's potential, that I think she might be able to enjoy that.